Sean here from Srkcycles.com, and we have, this is the first for me. I've never ridden the Raider. A lot of people were like, yo, get a Raider in. I happened to get one in. So 2008 Yamaha Raider, and this is the Raider Midnight. You know that. Black lowers, black triple clamp, black risers, black, tons of black stuff. It's got more black than chrome. Beautiful looking bike. It's got a nice rake to it. I don't really consider these bikes choppers. They're good looking though. I like it. Let's take it for a spin. Now I know what you're thinking. You got that same question in your mind like I do. You're like, what made this Raider so mean? What made it so mean and bad? You know, you're like, maybe was it like abused when it was a little puppy Raider? Did someone train this thing to fight other Raiders, you know? And to be the best? Did it have too much pressure as a little tiny baby Raider, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's all those things. I don't know what made the Raider so mean and tough, but it really is. But I like it. I like it. Thing is, would you really have it any other way? Not me. It's got a good sound. These are stock pipes with baffles taken out. Sounds good. Looks pretty good. I think you can get some better looking aftermarket pipes for this bike, like, no doubt. They got a little gauge on it for the battery, just so you know that you're charging. Look at that. Hey, you're all over the road, guy. Just so you know your charging system's working right. These are aftermarket mirrors. They almost just don't even serve a purpose. You really can't see too much out of them. The Raider is definitely in that category with the M109 and with the VTX 1800. It's a muscle bike, and I know what you're thinking. You're like, yo, don't forget about that other one. Don't forget about the VMAX. VMAX is more of a sport muscle bike. This is nothing sport about this. This is pure blown muscle bike. And this one's got the biggest engine out of all of them, with a 113 1900 cubic inch. What a beast. It's got a bigger back tire, so it's more nimble than the M109, less than the let's get some air, yay! Less than the VTX 1800. The VTX 1800 handles the best out of all these three bikes. But this thing's great. I mean, I love this bike. Up here we will we'll try to, oh, but look at that cool little, that is so awesome. We'll open it up a little bit up here. I mean, it just has power everywhere, always. Non-stop, ridiculous amount of power, everywhere you want it, even when you don't want it. Killer sound of that ginormous V-twin, 113 cubic inch. At this time, when this bike was made, the biggest Harley engine that they were making in production bikes was only 110. Well, they did, you could like special order like a 113. But you know, the CVO bike was only 110 back then. They were only doing it for like a year at that point. Now the CVO bikes are 117, but back then this was way bigger than the CVO Harley Davidsons. This, of course, has not of course, but it's got hydraulic clutch. The guy who owned this he put some money in modifications to it, that's for sure. You know what? Man, this thing moves. Why was this bike made? Just to be awesome. They're like, because you don't need this much power. They're like, let's put a giant motor. Let's put, like, you know, they had some like round table discussion. They're like, all right, how big can we go? And they're like, we'll go 1600. They're like, yeah, we'll go 1700. Yeah, 1800. Yeah, okay, all right. And then some guy like just throwing it out there, like he didn't think it was gonna happen. Didn't think anyone would do it. He was like, oh, let's go 1900. And they're like, yep. And then somehow it was an accident. And then they were like, yeah, we're building a 1900. We're building a 113 cubic inch. It's probably bigger than the motor in that thing. 113. The guy that traded this in and bought a 2015 Ultima, which has a smaller motor. This is almost a 2-liter. I feel like they should have just went all the way and just made it a 2-liter. You know what I mean? It's like, why not? 2-liter. I guess the only bike bigger than this. There's a couple actually. They make the Kawasaki Vulcan 2000. That's a 2-liter. That's a 2-liter. And then you also have the Triumph Rocket. That's a 2300. I've never had one of those. I've never ridden one. I would love to ride one. That sounds very exciting. Guys, it's a fun bike. Bug just hit me right in the face. How did that I got my full face. I got my sun visor down. I have like no room, and a bug somehow hit me right in the cheek. Guys, it's a beautiful bike. It runs good. It's got plenty of power. This bike's not made for the faint in heart. I know what you're saying. You're like, oh, come on, man. You're discriminating against people who are faint in heart. No, I'm trying to save your life. I'm trying to save a life over here. You know how they do like those horse camps to like save kids? Like you're like a drug addict or you're like a real bad kid, you know what I mean? And they take you like a horse camp and you learn how to like be with the horses and respect them and stuff like that. Then it kind of like rehabilitates you. They should do that with this. They should be like, you bad kid, we're making you ride a Raider. No! Love this bike. Alright guys, this bike's not gonna last long. I think I listed it at $6,800. I look at what everyone else is and I make mine cheaper because I'm trying to sell bikes. Alright guys, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you guys later. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going.